Good evening, everybody, and welcome to GH Gospel Radio, and welcome to your favorite show, Let's Talk Marriage. If you want to be able to get our notifications and always be able to follow when we are live, you can follow GH Gospel Radio on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Just find GH Gospel Radio, follow us, and whenever our programming goes up, you will see us so that you don't miss any show. And even when you miss it, you can go back and watch anytime. That's the beauty of social media. Tonight's program is very much related to last week's program. Last week, we talked about what should influence our decision making instead of what usually does. We said that usually our personality, our backgrounds, our culture, our upbringing, and even our environment is what usually influences our decision making. But we said that what we should strive for, or what should actually influence our decision making, is integrity, the Word of God, and knowing and understanding the love of God. That is what we Christians should focus on, so that our decisions should come from that angle. And as a follow-up to last week's show, today's show, we are talking about matters of the heart. And I know that you guys will be thinking we're going to talk about love and how love should go. Well, maybe you find that in there. But as a disclaimer, if you're somebody who gets angry easily, this show is not for you. Go and sleep. Or go and eat. Or go watch TV. Go do something else. But if you really want to get to the heart of the matter, if you really want to find out something new, then buckle your seatbelts and lock in, because this is not an easy conversation. And at the end of it all, you find out that it is true. So let's talk about matters of the heart. What do I mean when I say matters of the heart? A lot of times when people begin having problems or issues in marriage, loved ones will come in and tell them to be patient and tell them to go do this, go fix your communication. And from where we are coming from, most of the time you'll be told that maybe you're not dressing right. Maybe since you got married, you've let yourself go. Maybe you're not respecting your partner enough. Maybe you are not loving your partner enough. People will give you all sorts of suggestions. And sometimes the people who err in this department the most are some marriage counselors. It's like when you go see a marriage counselor, they have this rap sheet of advice that they usually give, especially those from our part of the world. They believe that certain things would definitely make your marriage work. So if your marriage is not working, then it's your fault. I've come to find out that there are really two kinds of human beings. There are those with a stony heart and those with a soft and yielded heart. If you are a married person and you're dealing with somebody with a stony heart, no amount of marriage advice will work for you. And for you, the usual marriage advice that people will apply that will yield results, you will apply it over and over and it will not work. The mainstream marriage advice only works for those with partners with yielded and soft hearts, partners who are teachable, and partners who are like, I don't want to say normal, but I want to say who have a good heart. So tonight, my aim is for us to have this conversation and discover which people have the stony heart and which people have the yielded heart. Because if you're married to a partner with a stony heart, you will try everything and it will not work. But if you're married to a partner with a yielded heart, the mainstream advice will definitely work for you. So if there are two people, one is married to a partner with a stony heart, and the other one is married to a partner with a yielded heart, the same advice will not work for both. So let's dive into it. How would you know that you're married to somebody with a yielded heart? Somebody that when you have marital issues, you can work it out with, and then it will work. Somebody that when you are going through a rough patch, you're supposed to stick with them and make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do. Somebody that you can have hope that the marriage that you're in is going to grow and move forward. How will you be able to determine this? So the first sign that will show you that your partner has a yielded heart is that they listen to understand. If you have a partner who listens to understand, they have a yielded heart. We've often said here that men and women are so different. So when you add that onto maybe different homes, for sure you all grew up in different homes. Nobody marries their sibling. But two people, man and woman, you're already way different. And then you grew up in different homes. You may be coming from different backgrounds. You might have had different cultural upbringing. It's like you're just different. So if you're not ready to listen to each other to understand, it's going to be difficult to have a good marriage, because at the end of the day, men usually don't understand women issues, and women usually don't understand men issues. So if you don't listen to each other with the mindset to try to understand each other, it will not work. So to know whether your partner has a yielded heart, one thing that you know is that whenever there's an issue and you talk to them, they will listen, they will ask questions, they will try to understand your point of view. They will not try to impose things on you. They will not try to brush you off. They will not try to be one-sided, look at it from one perspective, from their own perspective, but they'll try to put themselves in your shoes. If you see that your partner listens to you with the aim to understand you, your partner has a yielded heart and you're in the right place. Another thing that will help you realize whether your partner has a yielded heart or not is that they take accountability for their mistakes. In this life, everybody makes mistakes. And there's an Akan proverb that says that the tongue and the teeth, they're always getting in each other's way, or they're always fighting. You know, once in a while you bite your tongue. Once in a while you get pain from your teeth, not because your teeth wants to hurt your tongue, but it's just because of proximity. Usually people are not that wicked just to try to hurt you for no reason. But if your partner is a type that when they make a mistake, they would accept it. Made a mistake. And icing on the cake, they will actually apologize and try to change their behavior. You got a person with a yielded heart. That person is the real kind. If they take accountability for their mistakes, because we are all going to make mistakes in marriage. There's no running away from it. It will happen. But when it does, if your partner takes accountability for it, hey, my bad, my fault, I should have done better. And then they follow it up by apologizing and then trying to change that behavior or that whatever, or that mistake, then it means they have a yielded heart. Okay. Another thing that will let you know whether your partner has a yielded heart or not is that they are considerate and caring. You will be surprised the number of people who are selfish. You see, when two people are in a marriage and one person only thinks about themselves, how their food will be ready, how their car will be ready. It's like even when they're doing laundry, they will only do only their laundry. It's like once you're married, you can't think about yourself. You have to think about yourself, your partner. And if you have children, you have to think about your children too. And for those of us coming from my part of the world, the extended family, sometimes you have to have a portion for them. Your married life should not be about your extended family, but it should make room, reasonable room for your extended family. Let's say your parents are still alive, your partner's parents are still alive, your partner's siblings will be coming and going. Your life should make room for your extended family. So if you're married to somebody who is caring and considerate and doesn't think only about themselves, but is always thinking about the family as a whole in everything, because marriage will require that every decision that you take, you have to think about everybody in the family. You're not only taking decisions that favor you, you take decisions that will favor everybody in the family. So if you have such a partner who is caring and considerate, then you got yourself one who has a yielded heart. For example, if you're cooking dinner, you can't cook dinner for yourself. You have to cook dinner for the whole family. If there's extended family around, they are also going to eat. If you're cleaning the house, you can't clean your portion of the house and leave the other person's portion. You have to think about everybody. If you're bringing money, you can't bring money that will be enough for your own needs. You have to take care of everybody. So if your partner is caring and considerate and is often putting themselves in your shoes so that they are fair to you and they are supportive of you without you always having to ask them, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? They will already think about you and do things for you and factor you into their life like they are taking care of themselves. Then you got yourself a real one. Your partner has a yielded heart. What other thing can we use to determine whether our partner has a yielded heart or not? Is that they are transparent. A lot of times men would communicate with the idea that, oh, let me tell my wife what's important, because men don't usually like going into details. Sometimes they forget, sometimes they don't think it's important. Women like to share and overshare, but sometimes some women will hide things that they think their husbands will be angry if they find out. Let's say, women and shopping, right? You like shopping a lot. Your husband is like, the budget is tight right now. We're working on a project. Don't shop so much. You go to your favorite shop. All the things are on sale. You buy a lot. You go and hide it under your bed. So a partner with a yielded heart is transparent. They wouldn't hide things from you. They wouldn't pick and choose what to share with you. They will just have an open life. They'll tell you everything. They'll have conversation with you. They won't delete certain things out of their conversation to make you think the way they want you to think. They'll just share everything with you. You will never know which information will be important in the future. So it's important to be transparent so that if somebody from outside comes to say something else, you realize that you already have the information, so you can easily spot who the liar is, because we all know that good marriages have quite a number of enemies. So if you don't want the enemies to be able to get between the two of you, it's important that you are transparent with each other so that each other knows what's going on, and then you don't leave room for the devil or outsiders to control your marriage. You both know what is going on with the other. And it's also very helpful in whatever you're doing, because even before the other person asks you for anything, because they are transparent with you, you can even anticipate their needs and their wants, and you will be able to factor them into your decision making because you know what's going on with them. So if your partner is transparent, they are sharing everything with you, they are not hiding information, they are not hiding things, then you know that you have a partner with a yielded heart. So let's look at the next one. One other way to find out if your partner has a yielded heart is that you are able to resolve issues when they occur and move on with understanding. This is important because, like we said earlier, the teeth and the tongue, they have conflict even though they live in, because they live in close proximity. That's the African proverb. And in local language, it says, "Esini techrema kra eya womuku." That means that the closer you are, it's inevitable that issues would come up. We've already said we're different. So if you don't have a way to resolve your issues so that you can have a clean slate and move on, by the time you're aware, you're carrying bitterness, you're carrying offenses, the atmosphere in your home is becoming toxic. If somebody has a yielded heart, if they wouldn't always want to be right, they would consider the situation. And then sometimes, for the sake of peace, they will genuinely forgive you and move on because they can understand you. And the other partner too is able to genuinely accept their mistake and be like, "I'm sorry, I'll do better." And they even add icing to the cake by changing their behavior. What we are trying to say is that there are issues in marriage. So if your partner has a yielded heart, you will be able to resolve it, have a clean slate, like nothing happened, and move on. So if you are able to resolve issues with your partner so that the issue is dead and gone, and then you can move on with a clean slate, then you know that you have a good one. You have a partner with a yielded heart. So all of these things that we are outlining, we are trying to determine whether your partner has a yielded heart or a stony heart. Because we've already said that if your partner has a yielded heart, then you know that you are in for a long ride. You are safe where you are. And then as issues come up, you'll be able to solve them. And also, all that mainstream marriage advice that people give, they will work for you because you're married to somebody with a yielded heart. On the contrary, if you're married to somebody with a stony heart, don't kid yourself. All the marriage advice in the mainstream marriage counseling will not work for you. You will try everything and it will not work. But at the end of today's discussion, we'll explore some options. But first, let's find out how you can tell if somebody or if your partner has a stony heart. So at this point, if you have any questions, if you have any contributions, you can go ahead and type it. We will answer your questions. And then whenever you're watching, you can still put up your questions. When we come back and see it, we will answer it. And that will be that. If you want to find out if your partner has a stony heart, people with stony heart, partners with stony heart, they listen to attack or be defensive. When you have an issue with your partner, and every time you're trying to explain yourself and to bring it up, they just listen to you and find out where they can attack you, where they can turn it back on you, or where they can be like it's your fault that it happened, or they didn't do anything. Then you know that you're dealing with a partner with a stony heart. Also, whenever issues come up, I'm talking about 99% of the time here. Whenever issues come up and your partner blames everybody but themselves. Let's say you bring something up to your partner. Oh, darling, this and this that happened. I wasn't happy about it. I wanted us to resolve it. 99% of the time, they will blame you. They'll blame somebody else. They'll blame their children. It is never their fault. Such people don't take accountability for their own actions. They feel like it is everybody's fault but theirs. When 99% of the time your partner is blaming you or somebody else for the issues in your marriage, then you know you're married to somebody with a stony heart. Let's look at point number, and people like that who blame everybody, if they don't accept their mistakes or if they are not accountable, they will never apologize. Because if it's not their fault, how are they going to apologize? They will not, because it's not their fault. And why? They are blaming everybody but themselves. Okay, so let's look at another way you find out if your partner has a stony heart. When you realize that your partner is very selfish, they're always thinking about only themselves. Whatever they do, whatever plans they make, every time there's something for their family, they always want to be the center of attention. Everything has to be about them. They don't know how to support other members of the family. They always want everybody in the family to support only them. Everything is about them. They are me. Then you realize that you're married to somebody with a stony heart. People with a stony heart, they are selfish. They think only about themselves and nobody else. Okay. The fourth thing about people who have a stony heart is that they are very manipulative. They tell you only the things they need you to know to get you to do the things they want you to do. They know that if they tell you the truth, you will not do what they want. They want you to do something in particular. So in order to get you to do that thing, they will tell you what they want to tell you. And sometimes they'll even lie in your face. And if you catch them, they'll tell like 4 or 5 other lies to support the earlier lie. It's like they won't stop lying because they need to get you to do things in a particular way that they want. So they need to manipulate you and use certain tactics to make sure that you're doing things the way they want all the time. If you realize that your partner is telling lies, is using tricks, is trying to get you to do what they want you to do all the time, then you know that you're married to somebody with a stony heart. Another way to find out if you're married to somebody with a stony heart is that they treat you different from everybody. They treat other people really nice. They are very good people when they are among other people. But at home, they are complete opposite. Everybody knows them to be a kind person. Everybody knows them to be hardworking. Everybody knows them to be thoughtful. Everybody knows them to be helpful. But when they get inside their home, that's not who they are. They are not kind. They are not helpful. They are not thoughtful. They will insult you. They will put you down. They'll be mean to you. Some of them will even beat you. People with a stony heart, they treat you different. They have double standards. They have one standard for people outside the home, and they have another standard for you. And your own, it no be good, it no be sweet. Always you will suffer. But outside people, they'll be happy. When you realize that, you should know that you're married to somebody with a stony heart. Another way you can find out if your partner has a stony heart is that it will be impossible to resolve issues. Because anytime something comes up, it's your fault. Anytime something comes up, they didn't do it. Anytime something comes up, you are the problem. How are you going to resolve issues when it's always your fault? So in fact, even before you bring up the issue, know that it's your fault, then shut up and move on. There's no need to bring it up, because at the end of the day, it's your fault. It's never their fault. And that way, you're never able to resolve issues. So issues from 20 years ago, issues from 5 years ago, they are still pending because it never got resolved. You cannot have a reasonable conversation with somebody with a stony heart. They won't accept their part, because even by pure probability alone, you cannot be the problem 99% of the time. Maybe you are bad. Let's agree that maybe you are bad, but you still can't be bad 99% of the time. Sometimes it will be your fault, sometimes it will be their fault. But when you're married to somebody with a stony heart, they don't even want to listen. They don't even want to consider. They don't even want to see things from your point of view. So it's usually impossible to resolve issues. And knowing that being a man and a woman having differences always brings issues in marriages. If you're married to somebody that you can't resolve your issues with, at the end of the day, they're going to fester, they're going to build up. So things get worse and worse and worse instead of getting better. So one way to find out whether you're married to somebody with a stony heart is that you realize that your marital issues are never getting resolved. Every time something comes up, you just have to swallow it to keep the peace, or you have a big blowout fight, but the fight will not end up anywhere. The issues will not be resolved. And in that way, future fights are even going to be worse, because you're carrying some resentment and you're carrying some anger and bitterness. So even the future fights are going to be worse. But those future fights, no matter how bad it gets, is not going to help you, because they will still not resolve the issues. That way, you know, you're married to somebody with a stony heart. Okay. Another way to find out if you're married to somebody with a stony heart is that they'll betray you and lie about you. By the time you're aware, they would have told your friends and other people embarrassing things about you. Some of them may be true, some of them may be lies. But the thing is, if your partner cannot cover you, and they're always telling your shameful secrets to outsiders, and sometimes they're even adding their own lies, then you know that the partner you are married to has a stony heart. I hope you're there, because so far I haven't seen your messages across the screen. So if you're around, say a hello, say a hi. Let me see you're here, so that I know I'm not talking to myself. Okay. Another way to find out if you're dealing with somebody with a stony heart is that they try to destroy your relationships, your family relationships, and your friendships. They'll restrict you from going to see your family. They'll say bad things about your family. I don't like this, your friend. I don't like this, your sister. This, your sister is this, your friend is that. Always trying to stir up trouble between you and your friends. And sometimes for somebody who loves their partner, if you realize that your partner is complaining about your friends or your family, you just try to limit your interaction with those people so that they don't come around as much and upset your partner. And that is not healthy. So if your partner is doing that to you, you should realize that you're married to somebody with a stony heart. Another way to spot a partner with a stony heart is that they will interfere with your finances. Every time they will mess with your finances so that you don't have money. Either they will waste it, or they'll use it on other things apart from what you guys plan to use your money on. And sometimes they'll try to monopolize the financial decisions. Everything will be under their control. You don't know how much both of you have. You don't know where your money is going. You don't know where your money is coming. It becomes very difficult. If your partner is controlling your finances such that you don't have a say, or you don't know what is going on, Mapadi, you're married to somebody with a stony heart. Another way of finding out if your partner has a stony heart, is that they don't expect you to treat them the way they treat you. The things they do to you, if you should do it to them, the way they will be angry at you, meaning that when they do stuff to you, it's okay. But if you dare do the same thing to them, all hell will break loose. So the way they treat you, they expect you to treat them different or better, especially better. It's like they don't see you and them as being on the same level. They see themselves as being high up there. They should be respected. They should be treated well, but they'll turn around and not respect you and not treat you well. And they still think it's okay because deep down they believe that they are better than you. So they should have good treatment from you, but they are not obliged to give you the same good treatment. And at this point, you may think that, what is this lady talking about? Are there human beings like this? Do people ever behave like this? This is too much. This cannot be true. But people are suffering in their closets. And trust you me, these things happen. If it hasn't happened to you, thank God. Enjoy your marriage and know that you're married to somebody with a yielded heart. But if these things are happening to you, know that it's not all in your head. It happens. And the difficult part is that those people who usually do that, they don't do that for everybody to see. They do that only to you. In fact, they are extra nice to people outside, so that if you should complain to people outside about the things they did, they will never believe you. It's all a plan. And people make mistakes. But for people who are deliberate and intentional about the mistakes that they are making, it should tell you that they know what they're doing is wrong. So they know where to do it and where not to do it. That's what makes it sad. Because if it was a genuine mistake, they will act the same way everywhere, so that it would not be only you who knows them that way. Everybody else would know that, oh, this person, that's how they are. But because it's intentional and because they know that what they are doing is wrong, it's not everywhere that they'll do it. They'll do it only to you. And to even cover their tracks well, they will do it. They'll treat other people better. So that even when you complain, they'll be like, you're a liar. Because this person is the sweetest person. This person is a good person. We've all wished to be married to somebody like that. Why are you complaining? You are the bad guy. In fact, when you're married to somebody with a stony heart, you're always seen as a bad guy because they've gone to say bad stuff about you. They've gone to treat people well, so they know that, oh, they are a good person. But deep down, they're treating you bad at home. Okay, so the last thing about somebody with a stony heart, I already told you that they are intentional about the things they are doing. One last thing for you to know that you're married to somebody with a stony heart is that after they change when they realize that you are fed up and you're ready to leave. It's like you will be complaining and complaining and complaining. They won't mind you. They will only be getting worse. But the minute they realize that you are fed up and you want to leave, then they'll start changing. The things you've been complaining about, and they say, I won't do it. I can't do it. It's not my job. I shouldn't be doing it. All of a sudden, they will do it. And they will do it right. Just to prove to you that it's not like, and that should prove to you that it's not like they don't know how to do it though. They just refuse to do it to punish you. So now that they are not ready for you to leave, they will turn 360. They will change overnight and start doing all the things that you've been asking them to do. And if only this change would last, of course, our problem will be solved, right? But people with a stony heart, they'll change only for a short period just to get you to back down, and then they go right back to all the things that they were doing to you. So it's as if they'll treat you anyhow, and then you complain, nothing happens, they only get worse, and then you're like, okay, I'm fed up, I'm leaving. No, you may not even say it, but your attitude will change, and they'll realize that this person is fed up, they're trying to leave. Then they'll change. They'll be nice so that you back down, and after a short while, they'll go back to treating you in a bad way, so that every time you want to leave, they'll change, and then you back down. Every time you want to leave, they'll change, then you back down. So it's like in Akan they say, oh, who kick out. Today he'll bite you or she will bite you, and then tomorrow they'll blow on your wound so that it feels better, and as it feels better, they'll bite you again. It's like they are not all mean. They are intermittently mean and nice, just to mess with your head and to keep you around. So by this time, you probably know where you stand. Whether you're married to somebody with a stony heart or you're married to somebody with a yielded heart. If you joined this video from the beginning, you already know the signs of somebody who has a yielded heart. And we've also just talked about the signs of somebody who has a stony heart. So matters of the heart. What do you do if you're married to somebody with a yielded heart? For you, your matter is simple. No marriage is easy. You always need to work hard on your marriage. You need to find knowledge on marriage. You can't just marry the way your parents married and think that everything will be fine. Every now and then, if there's an opportunity to go for a marriage conference, spend that money, spend that time. Do not be complacent in your marriage. The things that you're doing that are working for your marriage, keep doing them. And the mainstream marriage advice, good communication, healthy sex life, managing your finances, trust, transparency, everything, all the good stuff. If you're married to somebody with a yielded heart, it's important that you keep doing them, keep your marriage fresh, keep being a good Christian, and your marriage will grow from strength to strength. Whenever there are challenges, as long as the two of you can stand together and the foundation of your marriage is healthy, you'll be able to sail through. Things will work out. It's worth it to partner with your partner. Every pun intended. And things will be great. Things would work out. On the other hand, if you're married to somebody with a stony heart, forget all the mainstream advice. It will not work for you. You can sacrifice your life, it will still not work. You can sacrifice your job, it will still not work. So let's look at some of the things that people have tried, people who are married to people with stony hearts have tried, and it has worked for them. The first thing is that do not blame yourself. If you realize that you're married to somebody with a stony heart, do not blame yourself, because technically you should have opened your eyes and taken your time and chosen the best partner. Many people will even pray for years for a partner. And sometimes people will be asking God, God, I prayed about a partner. Why did you give me the wrong one, so to speak? Or why is it that my marriage is so difficult? It is not your fault, because I already told you that partners with stony hearts, because they know what they are doing. In the beginning of the courtship, They are on their best behavior. They treat you like they treat outsiders. They are perfect. And in fact, sometimes you think you've met your dream person. You've met the perfect person for you, because everything will be so rosy. Everything will be so perfect. You cannot believe your luck. So if that's how your relationship started, of course, it ticked all the boxes and you felt you had found the perfect partner, only for you to get married and for them to change. And it is not really a change, it is just them letting their guard down, because that is who they were all along. And if you look back, you would see that there were red flags, just that they masked it and then they played the game really nice. So the fact that you did not see, or the fact that you did not find out that they had a stony heart when you were dating them, don't blame yourself for it, because at the time they were dating you, they hid that part of themselves. So all the red flags that you saw, it's like they worked really hard to hide it. So don't blame yourself for marrying somebody with a stony heart. If you keep blaming yourself, why did I do this? Why did I marry this person? You'll not be able to dig yourself out of there. So the first thing to do, don't blame yourself, because 99% of the time, people with stony hearts, they know themselves. They know whatever they are doing is intentional. So they will hide it from you so that you come to love them. Let your guard down. Open your heart for them. See them as this amazing person. And then when they marry you, be like, we got you now. Now you will smell pepper. And even with the smelling pepper, they know when to release it. They will not do it at a time when they need you. As long as you remain obedient and as long as whatever they tell you, you do it right, they have no issues with you. They will have problems with you only when you start being reasonable, you start giving them boundaries, you start asking them to be accountable. That is when they will start showing you their true colors. So if you're married to somebody with a stony heart, don't blame yourself, because they know how to switch on and off their bad side. So it's not your fault. They deceived you. You did not see it. The second thing to do is that you should know and accept that people with stony hearts, they know what they are doing and they won't change. Your prayer will not change them. Let me tell you why. The only way they will change is if they themselves come to a place where they get to understand that they should not be living the way they are living. Because if you're doing something intentionally, it means you are aware of what you're doing and you have accepted it as good, or you've accepted that that's who you're going to be. And in that case, not even God can change you, because whatever you're doing is willful. You're doing it out of a place of understanding and intentionality. You are aware that what you're doing is bad, but that's how you want to live your life. Or let me say, that's how they want to live their lives. So no matter what you do, it's not going to fix the situation. The only way the situation would improve is if they themselves come to the place where they realize the path that I'm on is not going to end well and I need to change. People with stony heart, is extremely difficult for them to even self-reflect and see what is going on in their lives, for them to be like, well, I may need to change here, or I may need to. They don't even take stock of their life. For them, they are perfect, they are good, and whatever they are doing, there's a good reason for it. That's why they're so defensive. That's why they blame you all the time, because according to them, they are good. And people like that don't change. So just accept it that This is who they are. This is where mainstream marriage counseling fails, because when you go to mainstream marriage counseling, they'll tell you, maybe you are not doing this, you are not doing that, so you should go and change it. It's not you, it's them. They've made up their minds that they're going to treat you in a bad way, and that they would kind of intersperse it with good treatment so that you're confused. You don't know where they stand. You don't know whether they are with you or they are against you. And when you go outside, they will act well so that other people also know they are good. If somebody wants to change, they will be the same everywhere. But with them switching back and forth, you know that they're trying to hide their true character. And if you are intentionally trying to hide something, then it means you are aware of what you're doing. Once you are aware and you are still doing it, not even God can change you. So do not make it your responsibility to change them. You should know and accept that they probably won't change, or you cannot change them. They can only change if they decide to change. And as Christians, we know that God has given us free will. So whatever we as human beings choose to do, God cannot stop us. He will only judge us when we die or when the judgment day comes. So if you're married to somebody with a stony heart, just accept that they know what they are doing and you cannot change them. So having this in mind, make your decisions accordingly. The third thing is that it's important that you take accountability for your life. Research has shown that if you are married to somebody with a stony heart, you have a part to play. Initially, I did mention that it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. But I'm trying to say here that there's something in you that attracted somebody with a stony heart. And sometimes it's like you give too many chances. It's like your self-esteem may be low. You see, people with low self-esteem, they tolerate a lot of intolerable things for a long time. If you have low self-esteem, when somebody is doing something that you don't like, it's difficult for you to speak up because you don't see yourself as good enough. You don't see yourself as equal to the person you're dealing with. And until you fix that, you will keep attracting people with stony hearts. People with stony hearts, they love people with low self-esteem because you are the one that they can bully and they can abuse for a long time before you finally speak up. By that time, they probably would have gotten whatever they want to get. They just throw you away and find somebody else. So if you realize that you are married to somebody with a stony heart, you have some homework to do. You need to be able to fix your own issues. If it's low self-esteem, go find help. If it's codependency, go find help. If it's you not being able to have boundaries, it's like there are some people that when people are treating them badly or people are stepping over their toes, it's difficult for them to speak up. If you find yourself married to somebody with a stony heart, you're probably one of those people. When people do stuff to you, you don't complain immediately. You just wait for it to build up until finally it's too much for you. And when you wait for things to build up too much, sometimes it's too late to fix it. So if you find yourself married to somebody with a stony heart, try to fix your own issues. If it's low self-esteem, do your research, talk to somebody, find ways to build your self-esteem, pray about it, read the Bible, ask God to teach you how to think of yourself as you should. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. not to love your neighbor more than you love yourself, and don't love your neighbor less than you love yourself. So if you find yourself married to somebody with a stony heart, you may need to fix your own self-esteem issues, because even if you leave that person, chances are that you go and find another person just like them who will take you through the whole cycle again. So fix your own issues and build your self-confidence and build your Godfidence. We've talked about that before. Find that video and watch it. Another thing that you can do is to pray. Let me finish that last point about fixing your weaknesses. Instead of praying that the other person will change, pray that God will help you, that God will build you up. God will form in you the things that you need. Trust God for yourself. Have a direct, strong relationship. Oh, Sister Hannah, thank you for joining. I'm so glad you're here. And she says, amen. Thank you for that, Sister Hannah. Yes, so when you find out that you're married to somebody with a stony heart, instead of praying for that person to change, pray that God will build you up. Pray that God will help you stand on your own 2 feet. Pray that God will help you to be strong and courageous to face everything that you're facing. Because sometimes people married to a stony heart, you're probably hiding behind your partner, because people with stony hearts, they are really strong. They are strong, charismatic, and good. It's like they're a powerhouse. So people with low self-esteem, they may seem they want, like, what attracts them to people with stony hearts is that they want to hide in their strength, because they feel like, you're my partner, you're the strong one. Even if I'm weak, you pull me along. But people with stony hearts, they don't play like that. As they marry you, they will use you. They won't pull you along. So you too, pray to God to fix you, to help you be strong, help you to have that self-confidence, build your self-esteem, so that whatever is going on in your life, you can handle it and not depend on your partner more than you should. Sometimes people married to people with stony heart is because they themselves, they have not trusted God for themselves. They are seeing their partner as their strength, as their mini God. Don't let anybody be God in your life. There's only one God. So instead of praying that God will change your partner, pray that God will change you, help you be strong, help you be smarter, and help you to be able to handle life the way that you should. Yes. And another thing that you should do if you realize that you are married to somebody with a stony heart is that do not outsource your finances to your partner. If you like, keep your money, let your partner keep their money, so that in case they decide to bamboozle you, they will not finish you. Be financially independent. And when we are taking decisions, you cannot be transparent with such a one. If you're married to somebody with a stony heart, you have to start hiding your business from them, because when they find out, they would mess with it. They won't let you move forward. Like I said earlier, if you're married to somebody with a stony heart, mainstream marriage advice will not work for you. They will mistreat you, and when they see that you are about being fed up, they'll treat you nice. And then you back down, they'll do it again. You get ready to leave, they'll treat you nice, you back down. It's a cycle of abuse, treat nice, abuse, treat nice, abuse, treat nice. So if you realize that you are married to somebody with a stony heart, do not share everything. In fact, hide everything from them. And make sure you're in control of your own finances. That is the only way you can maintain some sanity and safety in the marriage. And then we just said, accept that you cannot be transparent with a partner with a stony heart. And the last thing is that do not become bitter or retaliate. Let God deal with them and focus on your own growth and happiness. It's very important that when you realize that you're married to somebody with a stony heart, do not become bitter, do not retaliate. You see, the thing is that people with stony hearts, they are strong. Many of them are powerful. They are able to like scheme and run things. They are not people you want to mess with because they've been in the game for long and they know how to play it. You just came in the game, you want to retaliate. Most of the time, they're too strong for you. Your job is not to fight back. Your job is to grow up and be happy and move on. The Bible says that vengeance is mine, I will repay. It's not your job to go and pay your partner back. It's your job to grow, protect yourself, have boundaries. Every smart mind that God has given you, use it to solve your issues, but don't think about retaliating. Do not think about punishing them. Leave it to God because they are so smart that if you joke, you will be sorry. Sister Anna says, yes, praying for yourself to change instead of them is great advice. Thank you so much, Sister Anna. Yes, so you got to be strong and do not be bitter. Do not retaliate. Whatever is left, ask God to help you, to build you up, to restore whatever you've lost. But don't go retaliating. Chances are that they are way too strong for you. And chances are that they have a strong hold on you that anytime they invoke it, you will lose yourself. You will lose your plan. You will just crumble and they will have their way with you. Don't play with people with stony hearts. Escape. Think about your happiness. Think about your growth. Let God deal with them. And when God is dealing with people, sometimes you yourself will turn around and beg for them because when you see how they are suffering, you feel sorry for them. God knows how to bring people to their knees. You don't. So don't take it upon yourself to go and retaliate or to punish or be bitter, because when you are bitter, you can't move forward. Forgive them, learn your lessons, pray for God to give you direction on what to do next and for how to run your life. And whatever decision that you take, make sure your relationship with God is strong so that God can help you. It is only God who is able to restore many years of wasted years. And I believe that if you're married to somebody with a stony heart, your best bet is to trust God and focus and pray and ask for direction for Him to help you. As for bitterness and retaliation, they will never help you. Forgive them so that God can help you. So this is where we end our show for today. Our time is fast spent. If you have any questions, text us, leave a comment. We will come back and answer it for you. And until we meet again, God willing, next week, 6 p.m. Central Time, let's not forget that it takes a good Christian to have a good Christian marriage. Bye for now.